everyone, welcome. I'm Trish and you're at Trish's Creative Treasures. I come to you today in my kitty cat costume. Why kitty cats? Because I love cats. And they did not have the Maleficent thing that I told Jim I wanted and pick it up. And well, when I went to go get it last night, not a single one. There was one of the things, the horns left, but the flowers on it, someone pulled the flowers off. It just had like the glue strip on it. I'm like, it's down to slim pickings right now at our Walmart if you want to dress up with something. And I had to get something because tomorrow is our grandson's birthday. And they're doing like a Halloween type of party outdoor. We all gonna decorate our cars because it's gonna be all the kids are gonna get to dress up in costumes. There's like 30 to 50 kids coming, so they're all gonna be dressed up in costumes, and they're gonna go from car to car, trunk or treating. So that'll be fun, and there'll be food, and then there's going to be a movie for the little ones. You know, a Halloween movie for the little ones. So it'll be a fun day. I'm looking forward to that. So I'm just going to be kitty cat. I wish I could just, you know, put some fake nails on real quick, but I can't function with them on. I used to do it all the time. I always had my nails done, and ever since I haven't been working, I had to stop getting my nails done. So now when I had them on the last time, like, I realized I can't text. I can't, they were just in the way. Off they went. But today I am here to do the hashtag spooky Halloween tag. I was tagged by, if I go over it, Yarn and Pajamas. Hello. So I'm going to get through the 30 questions here. Well, actually, there's 29. It took me a while. I was going through and I was writing them down, and it went from 10 to 11 right away. I mean, it went from 8 to 10, or I forget what, one of the numbers was skipped. So I was like, what the heck? They didn't put in number 9. So there's 29 questions, not 30. So here we go. My favorite horror or Halloween theme song. I like so many, but I would have to say, I put a spell on you, you know. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. But I also like the they're coming to take me away, haha. They're coming to take me away, haha. Hee hee ho ho, to the funny farm. I forget what that's called, but I like that one. I mean, I was never a Michael Jackson fan, but I did like Thriller. I still like Thriller. There's so many that it's so hard to just pick something. So I would have to say my favorite one would be I Put a Spell on You. Okay, number 2. Something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. That would be, I would say, a liking on full moon, or one that would be hungry. That would be like a werewolf. If you've ever seen the Underworld series, you would know what a lichen is. Lucient is like the head one. I love that name. I wanted Kira and Damien to name Abel Lucient. Kira liked it, but Damien was like, oh, heck no. But I wouldn't want to run into a liking or just anything creepy. I wouldn't want to run into a bunch of snakes. I'm petrified of snakes. Like, not doing it. No way, no how. I don't mind spiders. I don't mind lizards, you know, centipedes, any of that. Just snakes. I hate freaking snakes. They're slithery, they're creepy, crawly, and they're just like, they're so unpredictable. Unpredictable. Okay. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? Well, yes. Many a times in my life I've had. Until the last time, bad things happened. So, it just, please, that Parker Brothers one, it still works. You can take a piece of paper and spell everything out and make that work. I mean, anything can work to communicate with the dead, but unfortunately when you're playing with the Ouija boards, you're not getting who you ask for, and you're not getting who you think you're talking to. It is some other form of some other being, and usually they mean harm and not good. So yes, don't let your kids play with them, please. They're not toys. I mean, I know from personal experience, awful things can happen. So, no Ouija boards, guys. I don't touch them anymore. After, it wasn't me that it happened to Draken's dad, and he was drunk the one night and decided to play with my homemade Ouija board, which is very powerful, because me being a witch, I'm also a medium, and I used to be part of a group, and we would go and do house, investigations, or, house cleansing, because we would take a coven with us to do a house cleansing, and that stuff is real. It really is. And then when I see parents think that the Ouija board, like even the Parker's Brothers, is just a game. No, it's not. Bad, bad, bad. All right, I'm going to get off my tangent about Ouija boards. Favorite horror monster or villain? I would have to be Freddy. I love the Nightmare Before Elm Street movies. Those have always been one of my favorite horror movies to watch. But I also am all about the Conjuring now too, But, alright, next one. The creepiest thing that has ever happened while you were alone. Oh heck, I don't even freaking know. I can tell you a story. I was not alone. I was with somebody else, a friend of mine. We were spending the night. I was in marching band, okay? So, on the weekends, if parents weren't home, of course, we would have parties, Everyone thinks them bands are the geeks. Oh, no, 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 no. We had some fun parties. But anyways, we were staying at my friend's house she was my best friend, so I practically was living in the house because I didn't like being home, so I was always at her house. And, anyways, the house is haunted. I mean, you heard things, seen things, felt things all the time. But it was haunted by a little girl, who, her father was also there too, but her father was the mean one. And her father also, had pretty much raped and molested her, everything, to the point of death. So that's why he's still there controlling her, and she's just stuck there, and she's just this sweet, innocent little girl, but she does a lot of stuff because she just wants attention. But she hates guys, okay? So when I was walking up the steps with my friend Andy, because I was going to show him where the bathroom was. And you went up a flight of steps, and then you went to this flat landing, and then you had to turn and go up another flight of steps, and then turn and go up another flight of steps. And as we were going up the steps, granted, there's nobody else upstairs. Everybody else is downstairs. All these crayons and toys and just stuff started coming down the stairs, being thrown at us. Well, that was it. Andy just went outside and peed at that point because he was petrified. I mean, I was used to it, because I was there all the time. Plus, anything to do with the occult or paranormal, I'm there. I love it. I have always loved it. It doesn't fear me. I find it fascinating, and just to be able to help those that can't move on, it's a wonderful thing. So, let's see. I can't think of anything that happened to me while I was alone, which I'm sure there has been, but with all my issues and all the medications, yeah, my brain, I can't hold on to memories. That's what really sucks. I cannot hold on to memories. If you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you? Absolutely. I've been there, done that many of times. In fact, I can't wait till I can walk again, because I would love to seriously get back into doing paranormal things with a couple of my friends that we would do it. We had a great time. It was just things happened that no one could just do it. I don't even remember anymore at this point in time what happened, why we stopped doing it. But yeah, we've done many of house cleansings, and I've had, EVPs of, I remember when I first would start hearing things or seeing things or something, I thought I was going bonkers. I'm like, okay. But I learned to relax myself and open myself up, so that way, I could be able to tap into my gift. So I remember like the first home I did, which I was with one of my ex-boyfriends at the time, but he was holding the EVP and I was talking, and I remember saying, you know, asking, what is your name? And then I know I said, I don't know why, but I think his name is Thomas. And then I asked, how old are you? And then I said, I don't know why, but I think he's 9. You know, and blah, 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 all these questions. So when we got home and we hooked the EVP up into the computer and ran it through the computer, oh my God, I was floored. You heard me ask, what is your name? And then you heard a voice say, my name is Thomas. I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Oh my God, he answered Thomas. You know, and then you hear me say, how old are you? 9. You know, there was a big, back in the day, that house that they lived in, it was a big house. I mean, it was 3 stories tall, had 6 bedrooms, you know, and it used to be a factory where they did a lot of sewing and stuff, and the factory caught on fire, and there was a lot of spirits actually in that house trapped, but the main one was Thomas and his mother, and then there was the mean old man who was like the, I don't remember what they would have called him back in the day. Well, he was like the boss that walked around, and if you weren't doing your job right, you know. But yeah, that was my first one. So yes. Am I superstitious? I guess with certain things. I mean, even though, like, I don't know. I never walk under a ladder that's open. I just don't. Black cats. Now, black cats are sweet. I love black cats. I do not look at a black cat as bringing on evil or bad. It's a cat, you know. Black cats, they do have an attitude. I used to have one years ago, but they are very good cats though. Not a problem. Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? All the time. I can be sitting here and I just see something out and I look over and it's not there. But in our house, this whole building actually being built from the 1800s for whenever, I don't even know if the 1800s, whenever they started doing the railroad stuff. This was a railroad station house where the railroad tracks are literally right across the street from my house. So this was a huge, like, almost like a tavern type place where there was lodging and, you know, places to eat, food. They had the outside, you know. This was back in the day, that kind of place. There was a lot of murders. There were suicides. I know, like, the one guy that used to live here, he lived here his whole life for 50 some years until he decided to move to Delaware to go to the beach just for a change of life. But he said that he remembers when he was a kid, somebody that actually lived in my house, where my wash line, up there by my wash line, he said it was a dad and a son fighting, and the son went up there with the dad yelling at him, and he, you know, can't say the words, but you know what I mean. So, and I always felt like a creepy feeling at my wash line. I always, you know, when I heard that, I was like, oh. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff around here. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? I like thrillers. I love a movie that gets me so into it that it has my adrenaline going, and it's like at the edge of your seat, and you can't seem to figure out, because, you know, everybody's trying to figure out who the killer is or who this is or that, you know, and, you know, when you think you know it, and then boom, there's a spin, and it's not what you think. You know, I love thrillers. I mean, I like gores too, but like, some people can't watch that stuff. I can. Like, I can watch all sorts of stuff and it doesn't faze me. But if it was to be in real life, then that would bother me then. Okay. Do you believe in multi-dimensions or worlds? Yes, I do. I believe in different planes of existence. It could be other worlds that I don't know. I won't go into what my beliefs are, but yes, I do believe in different planes of existence. Have I ever made a potion of any sorts? Yes, I have. If you've ever made any type of homemade medicine, you've made a potion. Pretty much so a potion is made from herbs, and it's either to be drank or to be worn or to wash your walls or your floors with. It's to bring whatever form of energy you're putting into that for it to work. So if you're making a medicine, you're putting your energy in there to heal. And so therefore you've now just made a potion. My Amazon packages are here. Woohoo! I can see them at my window. Okay, so potions. The answer was yes. Okay, do you get scared easily? No, I do not. Now, if I'm sitting here all alone and all of a sudden, like, I go to look over and, like, Jim does this to me all the time. He'll just stand there and I'm like, you know, it's just like, makes you eat your heart. I mean, I don't scare easily from spooky stuff. I get freaked out in cars. I had a bad car accident when I was 17 that I almost killed myself in by, you know, I don't remember it. I just remember I had 2 other passengers in my car, so I only know what they told me. And I do know, like, I almost didn't make it. And then I was supposed to be paralyzed, and here I am. I walked, and then I was never supposed to be able to bear children because my pelvis was not supposed to be able to handle it, and I carried 4 10-pounders. Yeah, I had big babies. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? I'm sure I did as a little kid, you know, at sleepovers, whatever. I don't know. I don't quite remember. As I got older and, like, I would say high school days is when I started getting more, like, into paranormal and the occult and all that. I knew better than to do that. That was like a big no. You don't ever want to invoke anything that you know you cannot put back where it comes from. All right, so do you believe in demons / the devil? I do not believe in the devil. I don't. I believe in evil, and I do believe there are demons because that is a lower plane of existence. To be such a loathsome kind of person that's where you go. I don't believe in a lot of things that the average person does. I believe in what I do, you know, as being into the world of being a witch. Okay, the next one is, you're home alone, you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? Well, normally I would get up to, I'd say, hello, who's home, who's here, or just whatever. And if nobody would answer, I just would just let it go, because living here in the house that we're in, I hear footsteps. So you'll hear footsteps going on up and down the steps. Sometimes it's over at Jim's because the walls are so thin between our houses that when they go up the steps on their side, I can be in my bedroom where the steps are, you know, way on the other side of the house. You know, they're in Draken's room. I can hear someone walk in up and down the steps. You know, you can hear everything through the walls here. Okay. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? I would choose Rose Red. It's just, it's such a good movie. If you have never seen it, oh, do I recommend looking up Rose Red and the Diary of Emily Rhimbauer. That is the first movie was, you know, Rose Red. And the second movie actually goes back into the history of when Rose Red was built and how it became what it was. The house itself was the alive entity. But it was an excellent movie. Got trapped. If you could only wear one costume for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would probably be a witch costume, because I love, you know, wearing the big hat and the floofs, and, you know, I have my cloak, which is downstairs. I just like getting all dolled up and being a witch, because it's fun. Yeah. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Yes, and I have numerous times. When I've gone, it's always been out of respect. It would always be on, like, Samhain, which is Samhain, or Halloween, you know, October 31st, we would go there. And we would go with bundles of, like, lavender and sage or whatever, just dried herbs that we had bundled up. And you would go, and everybody would pick so many tombstones, and whichever one you were drawn to, and you would just go put a little something on their grave to honor them, say a couple words to them. When I was a teenager, the big graveyard that we have here where I live, is known to have a big statue of Saint Mary or whatever. I don't know who it is. I think it was supposed to be like Saint Mary, but I don't know. It's not. It's a Lutheran church, but it's not Catholic. But anyways, it was said that if you go in there and you stare at her long enough, her eyes turn red, and then they follow you everywhere. So we went to go check out you know, to see. And I think it's just from staring at her that your brain plays tricks on you after a while, because I remember seeing like those red eyes, and I'd be like, how, you know. But yes, going to the graveyard at nighttime is more or less a respect thing around the time when the veil's thinnest. That way you can feel their energy a lot, and you know, you just have certain ones you're drawn to. And then there's another graveyard that's about 20-25 minutes away from here. It has a big labyrinth in it, and it is very disrespectful to walk across just to go to the center, because there's benches in the center. You want to walk the whole thing, because that labyrinth there, oh my gosh, there's so much powerful energy in there that it's like, wow. And you can tell they get very angry if you don't walk like you're supposed to. You just walk straight through. And I was at a wedding once there at midnight on All Hallows Eve. So, all right. Let me find the right one here, guys. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? Probably, if you ever see Z Nation, I think her name's Abby. She's the chick that carries around the baseball bat with the spikes on it. That would be it. Just give me something to mash heads. Okay. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or trick-or-treating? Absolutely a party. I mean, a party's fun. And there'll be alcohol. Although I don't drink anymore. But back in the day, we used to always have, like my group of friends, we would have our annual Halloween party where you dressed up, you brought food, and we did karaoke, and we just had a lot of fun. So Halloween parties were always a good time. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? I would probably either be the first to die, because I'd be like, I'm not running, just kill me. Just please, just kill me. I'm here. You know, or I would be the comic relief, because sometimes if I get like that adrenaline going, or if I get scared, you know, or something, I have to say something funny in order to kind of take away that kind of thing. So, but who knows? You never know until you're in a situation like that. All right, 23. Charles, don't you dare jump on me. Tiana's cat does not leave me alone lately. Okay, so do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? No. I can watch a horror movie and go to sleep if I'm tired. 24. While watching a scary movie, are you the one who yells at the characters, the person who covers their eyes the whole time, or the person that falls asleep? I can be that person that falls asleep, and I can be that person who is telling them, are you stupid? I don't cover my eyes, and I'm like, no, I don't do that. But I've been known to fall asleep a lot through movies. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Okay, honey, you can set them all right here. Is that everything? Yeah, there's everything at the door. Hold on, guys. Alright. I'm doing a video, so. Yeah, I'll get that later. Okay, so number 25. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? Well, it's very hard to scare me unless you're going to get me like out of
Like
nowhere.
that scared you, like on the first day of school.
Yeah, like when someone just like is there and they're not supposed to be there, and I look over and it's like, oh, you. But I'm usually the one that has fun doing the scary. Yes, it's fun, you know. And like, you're a jerk. No, it's fun. Do I have a favorite scary book? No, guys, I'm not a reader. I am a movie or just a show watcher. I just cannot. Do you have to make that noise?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm just not a book reader. So I have no idea. I really don't. I'm sure I read a scary book at some time in my life, but how can I remember? It ain't happening. How old was I when I saw my first horror movie? I really don't know. Growing up with a preacher and my parents being like fanaticals, you couldn't even watch like something that was a little scary because my mom believed you were letting the devil in. Or if you watch something like, I would never be allowed to watch Charmed or anything like that at their house because you're letting the devil in. My mother, God bless her soul. But I remember being a teenager and at a friend's house and for the first time watching Freddy Krueger. So I think Freddy was probably one of the first horror movies I ever watched, but I don't know. I can't remember. What was my first Halloween costume? That I have no idea what my first one was. The only thing I know is when I was younger. So the one house we lived in, the house that I was born to, we lived there till I was 5. So somewhere between little into age 5. I only remember because I remember seeing pictures. So I don't remember the actual thing, but I remember the pictures because that's when my mom was a sewer, so she made our costumes. This is back before they got all fanatical about religion, and we weren't even allowed to go trick-or-treating after that. We weren't allowed to dress up. No way, no how. But I remember she had this cat costume. She made me like a cat. It was like a cat suit, jumpsuit. No, I don't want them opened yet. Now go. Leave my stuff alone, please, Stricken, so I can do my video. No. Then get one of my teas over there and have a drink. Sorry. I remember it was this cat jumper. It was like a cat body. And then those old-fashioned plastic things with the string that you put, Nick, that the kind of mask they had back when I was little. So I remember being in a cat costume. That's about it. What was your first? What are you going to be this Halloween? Well, typically I don't dress up anymore because we go out trick-or-treating and it's usually hot or it's cold. I mean, there's no happy in between. So it's either you're just in a t-shirt and a pair of sweatpants walking around, or, you know, the kids are dressed up, so I don't dress up because it takes forever just to get them ready and out the door to get where you need to go on time. But we have the boys' birthday party tomorrow, so we're supposed to dress up, you know, us handing them out. So I have the tail, but considering I'll be sitting in a wheelchair, it's not really going to matter if I have my tail on. But I'll take it with just in case. I don't know. But I got these, and I got my cat ears, and I'll do my makeup tomorrow. I was practicing today, so I figured I would just get on and have something fun with you guys and practice for makeup tomorrow. So yes, I'm going to wear my cat costume. And the only other thing I would dress up in would be like my witch attire, because I have lots of witchy attire. So yeah. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, what would you pick? A black cat, an owl, a rat, or a wolf? I would have to say a cat. I am a cat person, 100%. I am feline. So, yes, it would definitely be the black cat. Rat, or bat, Like, they don't petrify me like snakes do, but I don't want no parts of them. Nope. And a wolf would be cool, but I'm not as much a dog person as I am the cat person. Like, I have a bond with my cats. You know, I don't know why. I've just always been a cat person. So, I guess that was the last question. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag a few people. Now, I got tagged the other day, and this is the first time I'm getting to make this video, so I'm not sure if anybody else has been tagged. I was going to tag Bella's Crochet Gifts and Heather the Crochet Witch, but they both have their videos up today, so I'm not tagging them. So I will tag Jenna's Stitches. And like I said, I don't know if any of these guys have had, you know, been tagged yet. Amethyst Craftworks, Ray's Yarn Addiction, John Boy Crochet. Got to have some John Boy in there. Mrs. Hootie Hootenton Crafts. Of course, Mama G. Like, who doesn't want Mama G to participate? Crafty Yarn Owl with Darla. Melody's Cozy Crochet. And Yarny Cat Crochet. So, there are my tags. If you have not been tagged by anybody and you're a podcaster and you would just like to do this, tag your writ. This is a tag for everybody and anybody. So, it's a lot of questions, but it's a lot of fun to sit and think about and just let your Halloween insides out. Yes, the Halloween insides. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. If you have not yet subscribed, what you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Charles, he just like almost knocked the whole thing over because he had to jump on my table. Now he's going to sit on the windowsill behind my table. Fine, let him go there. So yes, if you have yet to be tagged and you would like to participate in this, I tag you. All right, guys. I love yous. Smash the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.